Good morning. I was actually on time and this computer here. Oh, finally got it up and going and I've been wrestling with it for 20 minutes to get live producer, even Facebook to come up. Took forever. So when I came in last night, it sounded like a helicopter was taking off in my living room here. So I think it's on its last leg. I have a new computer. I just have to get the camera. So I think it's time to just take that leap and chunk this one in the dumpster and just make that jump over to something new. So I need to get a camera going and a sound. I have to have sound and a camera set up. And but the other computer's going to handle it fine. So anyway, I'm going to have to just go ahead and make that jump off and get set up so I can do these on time, right? Because I've got lots of ideas. I want to do podcasts and some different things like that. And this computer is just not liking me at all, and I don't like it anymore. It's so old it won't even go for a trade-in. So at Dell. So anyway, and that's okay. I've used it up. Trust me, I have used it up. I can't even remember how long ago I bought it, but it's probably like 9 years now. 7, 8, 9 years at least. So that's long for a computer. So at least I've had this much. I love you, Dell, but goodbye. So anyway, oh, now it's telling me it's too slow. Well, that's not my fault, so I apologize. Maybe the live video may not come out quite as good as we hope today. You might want to watch it later instead of live if it's cutting out a lot. It's the computer though, but I will have some things changed tomorrow. Let's see, I don't know if I can do it this week, but we're gonna, as soon as I possibly can, we're gonna get that all switched over. Okay. Anyway, that's expensive to buy some equipment like that, but I think I'm gonna. It's time to make that jump, right? Anyway, so this morning when I got up, I had my coffee. I've been up for a while. I had my coffee and got ready for a client. I want to get one I want to get done this morning because he pays as soon as he gets the invoice. I need the money today, so so I'm stockpiling because next weekend we're going to head to Dallas to the Abilities Expo. So I'm really excited about a trip and very apprehensive too because I haven't taken Chris since he got sick last year, right? But and since we did so much travel, this will be our first new trip. So I'm kind of excited about that. But anyway, so I got up. I was preparing for that and looking at some finances and studying and praying and thinking. And I thought of this scripture. This is one of my favorite ones. And it is Psalm 46 1. And it says, "As God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." And I was like, man, that's just one of my favorites. I learned that when I was a kid, and I heard my mom quote it, and I've held on to it. That God is with me when I'm in trouble, and it's so awesome to have a God that doesn't abandon us when things get difficult or when life gets ugly, right? Or when things, when bad things happen, He doesn't go, "Well, I'll come back when things are better." I've got a couple of friends like that. They don't even want to talk to me if I'm in a bad mood, and I don't really blame them for that. But if something bad is going on, I can't even share it with them because they don't want to. Okay, well, I don't want to talk. They don't want to hear anything bad, and that's okay. I get that, but God's not like that. He's not like, "Well, call me when you feel better. Call me when you're in a better mindset. Call me when you can pray again when you get your attitude straight." No, He's very present when we're troubled, when we're in trouble, when we're going through something. We've read Isaiah 43 a lot about how he goes with us through those troubles. He doesn't say, "I'll be here. I'll be on the other side whenever you get there. Good luck working through it," right? He doesn't do that at all. But then I started thinking about the flip side of that. Sometimes we don't call on him until we're in trouble, right? Sometimes we just go about, days are going good, everything's good, this is great, we had time with family, time with friends, and all this, and then we forget that God's right there. He's a very present help. He's very present when there's not any trouble. We can still talk to him on our good days, right? He is not he doesn't just wait for us to get it together. He's there when we have it in trouble, and he isn't just waiting for us to fall apart either, right? He's not just saying, "Well, call me when you have some trouble. I'll wait over here." No, he's there when we have trouble, but he's there when we're not, and that's so when we're not in some sort of crisis mode. But sometimes we don't talk to him and thank him for things until we get in a bad situation, until we don't know what to do anymore, right? Until we've already tried everything we can do, and we're at our wits end, and now it's like, "Okay, God, I don't have any other option. can you help me? But what would happen if we talked to him before we got to that spot? What if we went through our day going just being thankful for the rain that's going to bring it's going to settle everything in and cause growth next spring, and we need rain all time, all throughout the year, different times. But what if we just thank him for the rain, thank him for a new client, thank him for wisdom, thank him for, we're coming out, don't, we shouldn't ever be coming out of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving should be an everyday thing. And what if we didn't just wait for a crisis to talk to God? What if we talked to Him when things are going good? What if we talk to Him about our day? Well, a lot of times we think prayer is just to ask Him for something, but prayer and talking to God is part of just being in a relationship with Him. I don't call my friends and relatives just when I have a problem. That's not really much of a friend at all. If somebody's only your friend when you got a problem, they're probably a narcissist. So you probably need to avoid them, and they're probably toxic, right? So you want somebody who's going to be your friend all the time. And that's what I started thinking about this. I was like, man, I'm so thankful that God's there when I'm not in trouble. He doesn't say, come back when you have another problem. We only talk to the doctor when we get sick, right? Well, my doctor actually called me once and said, you're going to have to come in at least once a year if you're going to call us your primary care, at least once a year. I'm like, oh, really? Why? I don't need anything. I only call the doctor when I need him. God's not a doctor like that. Although he's there ready with the healing when we need it, right? He's there all the time when there's he's a present help, he's present hope, he's present love, he's present grace, he's present peace, right? It's present all the time. And so if we can retrain ourselves that we can talk to God all the time and build that relationship with him, you know then we can actually, we'll find out how much more beneficial it is to know him in the middle of the storm. I said years ago, before I went through some big old storms, that we need to know God before the storm. And then when the storm hits, we don't have to worry about the relationship, trying to figure out that relationship. Where do I stand with you? How are you helping me? Do I need you still, God? How, I have time for this? We're not trying to figure out the particulars of the relationship because we already have one, right? And then in the storm, it's like you just draw on that relationship. Then you can just say, God, I'm so glad you're here with me, because we've been walking this road a long time. And so when something bad goes wrong, he's not going to abandon. He's not going to leave. Actually, you have even more of his hope, and his grace is still sufficient, and he still gives us his peace, right? So I encourage you to don't wait till trouble to talk to God. Don't wait till trouble to start a devotion about peace when we need a peace the most, right? That can go on because we always need him. It takes trouble sometimes for us to realize how deep that need is. But sometimes the most intimate relationship with him comes when we realize we need him when we don't need anything. There goes my computer. We realize our need for him, and it's outside of a problem, or it's outside of a situation we can't figure out how to deal with, or it's outside of what we've already figured out, and we've reached our wits end, and then we call on God. Well, what if we called on him before we got there? What if we developed that relationship with him before we got there? And that's what my Bible study guides are about. That's what daily reading is about. That's what these videos are about, is just encouraging you to talk to God. So even outside the trouble, has he helped us? He's brought us through. We're on this side, right? We're on this side of the pandemic. And now they're going to put that little sticker on the bottom of my video again today, right? But we're on this side of the pandemic, and he's still our peace. He's still got grace for the day. He's still got love for the day. He's still got hope for the day. He's still got direction and wisdom for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year, for the whatever you want to call it, right? I went into a song there. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I encourage you today, whether anything's going on in your life or not, just talk to God today, about yesterday, about how, thank him for bringing you through whatever you've just come through. And then continue walking with him. Continue talking with him. You don't have to have trouble in your life to talk to God. That's amazing, isn't it? Sometimes we hear him better when we go through trouble, but he's always right there. He's a very present help. He's our refuge and our strength. He is always in our here. He's always in our now. And I just encourage you today to take some time to just thank Him for being with you in your present time. Whatever you're going through or not going through, whatever blessings you may be enjoying or whatever problems you may be working through, He's right there no matter what. I encourage you to talk to Him today. Tell Him thank you for walking through life with you. Thank you for choosing to be in time with us. He could have put us in time and said, well, when it's up, I'll be back. But he chooses to walk through time with us. Thank Him for that today, and work on that relationship, and just take a minute, set a timer. Siri does that for you. Set a 1 minute timer and just talk to God for a minute and just tell Him, thank you for grace. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for hope. Thank you for wisdom. It'll change your attitude. It'll change your life. It might even change your situation. Have a great day, you guys. Peace out. I'll see you bright and early Monday morning. If this thing goes off, right? I might just stay here.